It's President Don Juan. Trump puckers up to greet the ladies of the G7, landing an awkward kiss on the German Chancellor and Brigitte Macron as they gather for dinner, and a radiant in red Melania also gets in on the action with Justin Trudeau. It's the second day of the G7 Trump in Biarritz, and Trump had bilateral meetings with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, Boris Johnson and Justin Trudeau. World leaders gathered for a summit dinner Sunday evening and gave each other warm welcomes as they posed for a family photo. President Trump was seen puckering up to greet German Chancellor Angela-Merkel and Emmanuel-Macron's wife Brigitte with a kiss. First Lady Melania-Trump looked ravishing in red as she was greeted by Justin Trudeau. The summit began on Saturday evening and ends tomorrow afternoon with a world leaders press conference. Caleb Brantley for dailymail.com published 2057 British Summer Time, the 25th of August 2019, updated 033 British Summer Time, the 26th of August 2019. President Trump gave quite the greeting to the ladies of the G7 summit Sunday. On the second day of the summit, world leaders and the spouses headed to dinner at Hotel du Palais in Biarritz, France. President Trump puckered up for what appeared to be an awkward greeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. But Emmanuel Macron's wife Brigitte reciprocated, reaching up to give Trump a traditional European smooch. Meanwhile, First Lady Melania-Trump looked ravishing in red as Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau gave her a welcoming kiss on the cheek. President Trump puckered up for what appeared to be an awkward greeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. French President Emmanuel Macron was all smile as wife Brigitte greeted Donald Trump with a kiss. Meanwhile, First Lady Melania-Trump looked ravishing in red as Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau gave her a welcoming smooch ahead of the dinner. The world leaders and the spouses took a family photo outside with invited guests. Melania looked effortless in a red sleeveless dress while standing in the cool, windy weather. Donald and Melania held hands on the risers as he wore a crisp dark blue suit and a blue and white striped tie with an American flag pin. After the group picture, Macron seemed to ask Trump if he would mind taking another photo. Chilean President Sebastián Piñera and his wife Cecilia Morel joined the Macrons and Trumps for the picture, but Macron's wife Brigitte appeared to shiver in the wind at the seaside location, wearing a silver-belted shift dress with embroidered detail. Merkel wore a pantsuit with a white blazer and black pants, standing prominently as the only female leader in the photo. She was chatting with Macron excessively, hardly looking at the camera, while other leaders stood still and posed. Leaders of several African nations, the Australian Prime Minister and the Chilean President are also at the G7 at Macron's invitation and took part in the group photo. World leaders posed for a family photo with invited guests during the G7 summit in Biarritz, France, Sunday. From left: Melania Trump, Donald Trump, Brigitte Macron, Emmanuel Macron. Chile's President Sebastián Piñera and his wife Cecilia Morel in Biarritz tonight. The dinner is being held at Hotel du Palais in Biarritz, the same hotel that President Trump is staying at. Before the dinner, Trump had bilateral meetings with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, Boris Johnson and Justin Trudeau at the summit in Biarritz. He announced a potential trade deal with Japan at a separate meeting later. Meanwhile, Melania attended a spouses program where she and Brigitte Macron led the fellow G7 wives on a tour of a traditional Basque village close to the summit. The dinner comes at the end of a tough day for the president, as the White House this afternoon said Trump's admission he's having second thoughts about his China trade war is being greatly misinterpreted. It also comes after it was revealed that Trump did not stand in the way of a G7 side meeting between Macron and the Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif. As it was revealed, he flew in and out of Biarritz in a surprise attempt to break a diplomatic deadlock over Tehran's disputed nuclear program. Zarif met briefly with his French opposite number Jean-Yves Le Drian, as well as Macron and British and German officials, but not Trump. The summit began on Saturday evening and ends Monday afternoon with a world leaders press conference. Let's block ads. Why?